Greetings, everyone, and thank you for listening to us. Just to be clear, this podcast will be handling a story with some very mature themes, such as drug abuse, occultism, cruelty, extreme violence, foul language, and others. Please, if you do not feel ready to listen to such content, consider listening to some of our other shows instead. Thank you. Greetings to all. You're listening to a Vampire the Requiem actual play series. This is episode 5 of our testing mini-season, which we'll see how we'll go. For now it's called Nights of Transition. My name is Andrei Androv. I'm your storyteller for tonight. And this is Vladimir Semyonov, who is playing the young new knight Vladimira.
The very creatively named Vladimira.
You say this every time.
Tradition.
Yeah. Okay, well, shall we begin?
Indeed.
Let's dive in the night of neo-sofia. So, the sun sets and the eyes of the young new knight Vladimira open. Spend 1 vitae to wake up, 5 vitae to heal a point of aggravated damage, and 1 vitae to heal every 2 bashing damage you have received last night.
Oh my fucking god, that's... Yeah, well...
We start explosively tonight.
Very strongly, yeah. Okay, so that leaves me quite hungry.
Quite hungry. 2?
3.
3. That's okay. That's okay.
I made sure to fill myself up to the brim last night.
Yeah, so you went specifically on a date last night, on which you almost drank empty the young vessel. After which you were in a car accident, and you barely got home. And burning pain pierces your mind immediately as the aggravated wounds you received from that other kindred are still healing. On the other hand, the damage that you received from the car accident last night is completely gone. What would have killed any mortal being for you was nothing but a nuisance. As you ponder on the fragility of the human body, your attachment to humanity is put to the test.
Mm-hmm.
This is a breaking point, and I would ask you to roll 6 dice minus 2 because you're currently detached from your touchstone. So that would be 4 dice.
No.
Actually, let me put some extra dice over here.
I've got a success.
You got a success. So you get a beat for that. And
a single one.
Still, a single one is enough. So you can see that I believe your stomach was wounded with aggravated damage.
Yes.
You see that another part of the huge wound has closed, and the scar has continued to grow in its place. Other than that, your body has no sign that you were in that heavy car accident last night. And although you are still as connected to your humanity as previously, the fact that you are quite weathered begins to, weigh a little bit on your mind. As you realize it's during the past months it has become increasingly difficult for you to maintain a human visage, as your body continues to look more and more like a corpse. That is an effect of your woe humanity, and it's something that you might have to consider dealing with.
That's what I'd like to call a problem for a different time.
Problem for a different time.
Right now I'm hungry.
Yep. So, what do you want to do?
Well, I am going to call Brother Philip.
Mm-hmm.
After all, we did schedule a meeting for today, tonight. And I'm gonna see where that leads me.
Do you have you don't have a phone on yourself, right? Because I believe
I called him last night from the landline.
From the landline, yes. So you are going to the living room.
Yes.
Okay, so as you go to the living room, this is one of the rare nights in which all of the members of the old house are present. Siva, Marietta, and Stitch are gathered around the table in the living room, conversing and scheming about the past few nights. So you're awake after all. We thought you were going to end up in torpor, says Stitch.
Oh, come on. You know I'm not as easy to kill as that.
Sit down with us, Vladimira. There is plenty to discuss, says Mother Siva.
As I sit down, I look at them worriedly. Is this an intervention? Because I can stop drinking anytime. It's not that serious.
You see a hint of a smile from Marietta, who seems to be the only one appreciating the joke. As Stitch gives you the tablet on which a YouTube video is being recorded, and the YouTube video is a brutal accident in the center of Sofia, one person missing, and on the video you can see people screaming, people trying to open the doors, and as they are trying to get the passengers out of the car, someone who you can recognize as yourself emerges from the car, after which you just brush off any attempts to be helped by anyone, and you just disappear into the night. Luckily, your beast seems to have obscured your face from the digital recording, so you're not as easy to be recognized on this video. But Stitch says there is a young woman with black hair listed as missing tonight and during the entire day, and apparently you've caused quite some you've caused quite a stir once again.
It's not my fault. The taxi driver was narcoleptic. He just fell asleep behind the wheel. What should I have done? I should have waited for the ambulance to drive me off to the hospital so that they can see that I have no pulse. I was thinking quickly on my feet. That's what I...
Siva nods in understanding and says, yes, it's becoming increasingly difficult for us birds to hide ourselves during the night and during such extreme accidents. I don't think Vladimira could have done any better than this.
And
After all, she does not possess your abilities of obscuration, Stitch. So she's done the best she could.
And it's not like a black-haired woman is a great identification. I mean, we're in Bulgaria. I'm sorry, neo-sofia. It's not like we're in Scandinavia where a black-haired person is the exception rather than the rule.
Indeed.
Plus, I was smeared with so much blood that nobody could even distinguish my facial features.
I remember I had actual notes about responding to what you just said specifically. And now I can't find them. What have I done?
Plus, everybody who sees this video will obviously come to the conclusion that...
For now, you're just listed missing. And even if the humans let you go, that's okay. But this would definitely catch the attention of other kindred. And let us hope the attention of no one else, says Siva.
Okay.
I would advise, and this says more to Marietta rather than to yourself. I would advise for her to lay low for the time being. And Stitch kind of scoffs. Seems like she's constantly under the advice of laying low, and that doesn't seem to be doing anything really. Marietta says, I think you underestimate how much danger Vladimira has been putting herself into in order to help our cause that we we invited her in. So I think she's owed a little bit, at least some credit to her achievements. After all, we have gained an ally in the face of Vrazhden because of her, and we have even recovered a piece of information on the Night Teeth because of her. Stitch here protests again.
I'm just doing finger guns the entire time.
That's why the people want to see videos, man. Soon. At what cost, though? We're obviously rushing things too much, says Stitch. Do you think so? We did not send those gangrels after Vrazhden. He was already wanted by the Invictus and the Cartian Alliance. They are going to rally their forces faster than us, and if we can meet them with teeth and quo, we have to set up our barriers, Mother Siva. Siva nods in understanding and says, perhaps Vladimira's initiation should be moved even closer to the present. She has already proved the strength of her loyalty and risking exposure and even her well-being, as Marietta has said, which seems to have concluded this conversation, as Stitch kind of yields to this. That does not mean she can handle the darkness of the circle, though. With which both Marietta and Siva seems to kind of not in understanding what she means. And Marietta says, Vladimira, I hope you realize we're far from good people. And your human days were not one of a saint either. But I'm worried that your attachment to the human side is weakening. And your body finds it difficult to hide its nature. At least in the... You just look unwell to the human standards.
Fuck 'em.
If we are to proceed with your initiation, I would highly advise for you to find another anchor to keep you in check. You're too valuable to be allowed to waste away, is what I think.
Okay. So...
And perhaps maybe you have been putting yourself in too much pressure in the Kindred Society. Maybe it is a good idea for you to enjoy some remnants of the human life that is left to you.
Ah, yes. Today is such a great opportunity to enjoy the human life as I'm starving, trying to close up the wound that piece of garbage left in my lower abdomen.
I myself am still healing from that, and yes, it is quite unpleasant.
Now,
did we stop you from something? I believe you were trying to reach the landline.
Oh, I was going to call brother Philip to set up a bit of a feast in order to help with my healing process. But I thought it would be the least risky thing I could do. You know, make use of your resources.
Siva nods and says, good. I believe this would be valuable experience for you to start connecting with the rest of the acolytes. Brother Philip is an eccentric one, but a loyal one. I am sure he will handle your needs properly. Well then, I believe, Stitch, you already have a busy night going, so you are free from this meeting. With which Stitch bows to Mother Siva, looks at Marietta and you, and kind of just leaves towards her room. Siva says, I might have to indeed start preparing the situation downstairs if we are to prepare for a mystic warfare against the alliances. So I would demand some privacy for the rest of the night, with which she also leaves.
I curtsy.
She responds with a slight bow as well. And you and Marietta are left in the room.
Well, that went well.
Don't take them too seriously. I mean, Stitch is a hard one to deal with, usually. But she's also impressed by what you have done. So don't try to win too much credit, okay? You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Don't worry, I'm not that much of an overachiever. Honestly, with the things that have been going on, I myself am sometimes surprised that I'm still kicking.
It is. I do hope that you take my advice seriously. It's never pleasant to deal with a friend or a child or a sire who has lost their connection and to their human side and has completely.
Now, if I can ask as a player, when she says regain a bit of my connection with humanity, in terms of mechanics, does she mean find a touchstone or raise my humanity?
That is a very good question. And as a storyteller, I would advise for both approaches.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Because I am feeling quite attached to Veselo, honestly.
Yeah, that seems like a good choice. A good choice. And also, if you go a bit higher on your humanity, you will be able to reconnect to your other touchstone as well.
A bit higher. How much do I have?
7.
Oh, God.
That's 6 experience, not too much.
Let me just see. Now, I cannot attach myself to a new touchstone if I'm not at 7th humanity, or...
No. I think you can... during the pause, we'll investigate a little bit further on that, but I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure you can invest and get a vessel as a touchstone on your 4th point. Pretty much.
The last fucking thing that holds me together.
This poor girl.
Oh.
Too much burden.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like the Vrazhden and his girl situation. That just seems extremely sad. Okay,
well, the life of Kindred is not always about superpowers and having fun with the mafia. Sometimes it's tragic.
Well, fuck that. I'm here to have a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, I'm just passing, guys. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Just passing by.
Okay, so Marietta, I looked to her. You said I should enjoy more of the human side of life. What do you mean specifically? What would your advice be?
I would advise try to reconnect to those important things that you kept coming back to during your first days as a Kindred, and maybe even find some new ones. You know, just because recently you've been experiencing how fragile and temporary humans are, that doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy their spontaneousness, their art, their love, their creativity. Try to put yourself in a bit more living, pulsating environment for the time being. I'm sure it will come back to you.
Well, okay, Mom, tell me if I'm out of line here, but humans are quite ephemeral. Is there a way for us to keep in touch with our mortal side, quote unquote, without attaching ourselves to people specifically? Because, well, I imagine there are some vampires quite a bit older than you and I can't see them being attached to a human, or I can't see that attachment being what holds them together.
Those attachments always end up in tragedy. don't think there is another solution to that. Someone gets hurt, either the kindred or the person who acts as the anchor. But in order for you to stay connected to your humanity, there is really not too many other ways than to be attached to a human. I guess you can understand the irony. I mean, not the irony, but the necessity of such thing.
I guess I can.
Without them, it's just the beast. And there's nothing bad about the beast. I mean, our sect understands it better than most, but it shouldn't be only the beast. The beast should serve us and not the other way around.
You see, that's what I've been thinking. Because obviously, humans desire immortality because they are afraid of death. But I don't feel like I want to live forever. I think that letting go and just leaving the beast to do what it wants when I felt the time is right is... Well, my question is, has anybody done that? Has kindred before us just thought, well, I've been undead for long enough, maybe I'll just fuck around and let nature reclaim me?
Oh yeah, that it doesn't happen often, but it has happened. That is when all other kindred, me including, will be summoned to hunt you down and put you to the ground, if it
That's
comes
fair.
to that. And if I do turn like that, you will be summoned to do the same.
Completely fair. Okay. Well, I will call Brother Philip now. Good talk.
Yes. I am planning to meet with Vrazhden later tonight. You can feel invited to do so after your business with Brother Philip. I feel that we may find some interesting things about these notes. So yes, please, buddy, continue with your business.
And you have yourself a great evening, Mom.
She nods as well and leaves the house towards somewhere.
Okay. Then I'm gonna pick up the phone, call Brother Philip.
Mm-hmm. As you... right. Okay. So he picks up the phone. Hello.
Hi. Good evening to you.
Young Vladimira. I'm so happy to hear to hear your voice.
The feeling is mutual.
Is our meeting for tonight still on?
Oh, most definitely.
Then please feel invited to come to this address, which he dictates to you. We are having a meeting with some of our human friends that I think you would benefit greatly from getting to know.
Quite excellent.
Sweet.
I will be there as soon as possible.
Dress nicely.
Oh, you know I will.
And yeah, he ends the conversation here. So, do you do anything else before heading out?
The address that he gave me.
Mm-hmm.
What can I find? First of all, can I find the building on the map?
Yep. It's actually quite nearby. It's in the south of Sofia.
And what type of building is it?
It seems to be a living quarters building.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna find a dress that seems quite witch-like.
Okay.
Like something mysterious, but also very old-fashioned.
Okay.
Not necessarily... How should I describe it? A bit frilly, but not ballerina type.
Okay.
Going every which direction. Sort of like... I don't think that's a very beautiful description, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Very elegant, old-timey curtains.
Okay. Does Vladimira possess such quotes? I mean, you have so much money, man.
I'm
most
going
likely.
to scavenge the fucking witch house.
I mean, most likely you're spending some of the nights online shopping for vintage stuff, anyways. So I can see Vladimira possessing all the necessary equipment for this outfit. All right. So
I'm definitely going to look like somebody the acolytes would want to be on the good side of.
yeah. All right. So yeah, you definitely look like one of those teenage girls that are too much into, Ouija boards.
Ouija.
Ouija, yeah.
Yeah.
Ouija boards.
That was exactly the vibe I was going for.
There we go.
Excellent. So I'm going to, before I go, actually, I'm going to go to Stitch's room.
Okay.
Politely knock on the door.
All the walks. Yes.
Terribly sorry to disturb you. I was just asking if there are any, Crone modes of transportation that I can use to get to my meeting because, well, I'm not very confident in taxis since last night.
Look, I'm not a dispatcher, okay? All right. I have something else on my mind. Are you going to Brother Philip?
Yes.
That's nearby. Don't bother me. And she just shuts the door again. Yeah, this is not one of the talkative nights for Stitch, apparently.
Sorry to cause a fuss.
But yeah, the address is nearby.
Oh, it is within walking distance.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Then that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep. So you head towards the place. The meeting of this brotherhood is held in an apartment repurposed to an office. So this is not uncommon for any part of neo-sofia, honestly, as we know. And you can suspect that there must be a ghoul who owns and operates the offices in this building during the day. The question is whether this ghoul is present tonight on the meeting. You meet Brother Philip, who is like, oh wow, when I said dress nicely.
That is not what I meant.
No. he gives a nervous laugh. No, it suits you. It suits you greatly. Don't worry about it. They will love you. So he invites you into the office building. Into the office apartment. And all these bumping pulses are surrounding you and looking at you, and your beast is like just thinks about how tasty they all are going to be. Where is my notes? Sorry. Yeah, so he introduces you to the rest of these members. They're like maybe 10-ish people, maybe a bit less. Vladimira is someone who is curious about our little brotherhood. I hope we can make her feel at home and make a good impression on her tonight. Right, everyone? And they nod, they say, hi, Vladimira, almost like what you would expect.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a theme with me, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see that these people do seem to be somehow on the marginalized side. Like, each one of them seems to be bothered by... seems to have a bothered look on their face. Including, amongst them, you see one that does not have a pulse. Another kindred amidst them, who nods with a sly smile towards you. Brother Philip actually addresses him. Brother Boris, is young Asia not going to be present tonight? Sadly, no. Brother Boris says, you know how she is. It's a little bit difficult to get in contact with her recently, but I'm sure everything will be all right. Okay. Too bad that you won't be able to meet with her tonight, Vladimira. She is such a lively spirit.
Oh.
But yeah.
I do hope I'll have a chance to acquaint myself with her in the future.
Yes, for the listeners, this is another player character who who originally came from this sect. But yeah, so during this evening, you pretty much have been sitting quietly and observing the little meeting in which each of them talks about their week and how they're dealing with life. They do seem quite supportive of each other as they're dealing with each other's struggles. But yeah, as we said, each of them is having some crazy problems that most humans would completely be unable to deal with. And you can kind of guess these people have been scrapped from the bottom of human society and have been given some sort of purpose with this place. During the evening, Brother Philip makes monologues about stories, events, and characters that are from the Bible. Whether you're familiar with the Bible or not, you notice that there is a bothersome darkness in these stories, like things that you're almost sure are not directly cited from the Holy
Bible
Book.
is pretty fucking dark.
Yeah, but this is even fucking darker.
Oh god! Oh god!
But he somehow, portrays it as a beautiful tragedy. And the people take these stories very wholeheartedly. Moral ambiguity, damn, English today, and questionable practices that border sin are often topics of these stories. And the members of the Brotherhood, they just seem fascinated by this dark purity the High Brother speaks of. At some point during the meeting, the kindred priest brings out a golden chalice and a ceremonial dagger. He looks at you while explaining, and then continues with the group. We shed a part of ourselves every few nights to remind us that nothing about our nature is permanent. With this blood, we are capable of casting away both the light and the dark of our hearts. And this is to remind us that what we keep and what we let go is our choice. And with this, he slices the palm of his hand, and blood starts to come out as he has activated the bush of life. The bush of life. And then he gives the chalice to the next human, who does the same, and so on and so on and so on. Quite unsanitary, I would say. Quite unsanitary. But soon the chalice is filled up with blood, and you're like, this is a lot.
I want to drink it.
This is a lot. Is the beast gonna try to... I don't want to make you frenzy in here, so let's not do it.
Don't.
Yeah. I'm not. That's just gonna not be. That's gonna be a messy story. Otherwise, Brother Philip sees that you are a little bit too concentrated on the boat of the chalices. Is everything all right, Vladimira? Do you maybe need a breath of fresh air? I know this may be a little bit too bothersome for a first meeting.
No, I'm quite enthralled by this ritual.
For now, he takes the chalice away, and he offers bandages to the rest of the group as they continue to converse for maybe another 30-40 minutes. After which, one by one, they begin to leave. And Brother Philip says, I will stay and have a conversation with young Vladimira to see what she thinks of our little group, and hopefully we can see her next time, right? And everyone is like, see you next time, Vladimira.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And the little robots just start leaving.
Poor guys. I can sort of imagine the things that they must have been going through to need such meetings. So I am happy that I didn't kill any of them right now. At least this time.
Brother Philip says, so this is one of the operations that we lead in the south. There are some other codes like this. Well, I don't like calling them codes. There are
Groups.
It is a brotherhood. I definitely do feel those people as my brothers and sisters.
Well, I am glad. I'm happy that somebody is there to help them in their trying times.
Yes. I do think that, we feed from them, but that does not mean that we cannot give back.
Of course. Never say the Crones are not philanthropists.
Yeah, I don't know who is saying that we're not. In my opinion, the Invictus are, the ones much more disconnected from these things than us. But anyways, I know that you must be starving, so let's go to the other room. So the chalice is there. Filled with delicious blood. This is pretty much like, I don't know, an extreme bouillon of 10 different people, 2 of which are kindred.
Oh, fuck. Fuck it.
But
while alive, Vladimira's drank worse.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And he also opens a fridge which is filled with bags of blood. He takes 3-4 out of that as well, and says, "Here as an extra."
Do you take donations to this brotherhood?
Financial.
Well, there isn't a lot more that I can offer at this stage.
Oh! I see what you mean. Sure.
Why
not? Why not? It's not really a practice, but
I know that you're doing this as a favor, but I am kind of feeling guilty, and I want to help you. And I can help you in this way.
Good. We can definitely find purpose for those money, but don't feel obliged in any way. You're a young neo-knight amongst the acolytes, and I feel it's just part of my responsibility to be helping guiding the new fresh blood of the Crones, especially during such difficult times. All this talking of war is I am not too fond of that.
Well, your guidance is greatly appreciated. I say, and I just
attack. Go. Yep.
All of it.
So, for a moment, time skips a beat, as your beast has completely indulged in this blood. And apparently the kindred vitae has long disappeared in this substance because you don't feel any supernatural taste.
Oh, it's dissipated.
Yeah. But the human blood, although it's in volumes, compared to the delicious, vigorous blood yesterday that you had from a healthy person like Vesua, you feel this blood to be so dark, so tasteless. It's just the lowest of the low. It's like feeding on a hobo, maybe. You've never fed on a hobo, I think.
I have. I've killed the hobo.
Oh, okay. So it feels exactly like a hobo. Yeah, but still, you recover, let's say 6 vitae from the blood bags as well.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, because a chalice that holds 6 vitae is pretty much an entire person.
A basin.
Yeah. An entire person.
Just the whole bathtub.
Oh God,
beautiful.
But yeah, Vladimira is healed once again.
Oh, Brother Philip, this saved me.
Feel free, yeah. I'm glad I could have helped.
What we could do is with my sponsorship, we could maybe provide some benefits to the people who come here. Not to be judgmental, but some of them seemed like they might need, for example, a meal, maybe some apparel, some clothing. I'm absolutely sure that you know better than me, but if we are going to keep this up, I insist on, at the very least, sponsoring this endeavor, because I wouldn't feel right using you for such resources.
That is very generous of you, Vladimira. To be fair, yes, some of them are struggling financially, but the main problem is that all of them are absolutely abandoned by society in one way or another. One is going through a divorce, another one has just bankrupted their company, another one had lost her child, and so on and so on. Those people are completely disconnected from friendship, from genuine friendship or intimacy with other human beings. So that's why I have gathered them here, so they can be of help of each other. Let me think a few nights about what we can do with the sponsorship from you. I am sure we can figure something out.
Aside from your exquisite sermons, we can set up a few parties, social gatherings.
That sounds amazing. That does sound like something we could do. Yes, definitely. Thank you. This is a great idea. Party, and you can see that whatever age Brother Philip comes from, he's not too familiar with this concept. For him, it's like this is something that others do, and I have heard of such parties before. Fascinating, but yeah.
Oh, I am feeling so fucking grand.
I could say that we had received an anonymous tip and maybe, give some financial aid to the poorer members.
Yes,
in private, of course. Yeah, I think that could help them. Get on their feet.
And I mean, in terms of benefits, that would secure client retention. Or is it client? Acolyte retention.
Yeah. I try not to think of them too much as clients or as a herd.
I never said a herd.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, Brother Philip looks a little bit embarrassed. Well, is there anything else I can help you with tonight? Yeah,
you've been more than enough help for tonight, Brother Philip. I'm very, very grateful for you having me here.
Good. It has been my absolute pleasure. And his phone rings, actually. He says, "Oh, this seems to be your sire." He picks up the phone. "Young Marietta." And something, there is a conversation going on with them. "Yes, she is here. Okay, it is for you, apparently."
Hey, take the phone. "Hey, Mom.
How was the meeting with Brother Philip?"
"Absolutely exquisite."
I'm glad. Have you finished with your business with him?
Yes.
Well, do you mind if we meet? I can bring. I can pass by the apartment of Brother Philip, and we can go to check on Vrazhden.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds lovely.
Be there in 15 minutes.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Yep. And with this,
in a wild crocodile.
Yep, she hangs the phone, and you and Brother Philip have 15 more minutes to, I don't know, have some sort of conversation.
Well, we might plan out the details for some of the parties that we've been talking about. For example,
true.
Which places to rent and what sorts of things we would need in terms of food and entertainment and such and such.
All right. So as you're talking with him, you can see that he has absolutely no idea about organizing these kinds of stuff. He says, I think it might be a good idea for me to contact you with one of the ghouls that helps me operate this place. He would be a better,
planner?
Yes, event planner for these things. But I love the enthusiasm. I think it would be perfect. Right now, I would still prefer to keep our brotherhood a little bit secluded from, engaging with other people because, humans find other humans weird when they talk about being parts of such groups.
Of course. I'm not talking about mingling with other random people.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about having a place to, communicate with with their fellow brothers and basically just relaxing. Why not?
How about we set up a party next time here?
Sounds great.
Yeah?
Sure.
Perfect. This would be an interesting change of pace. I like that. I do like that. He gets another phone call. He says, "Oh, well, it seems that I also have to get going. Sadly, it has been absolute pleasure, young Vladimira. I hope I see you again next time."
Oh, the feeling is mutual.
With this, he walks the apartment, and the two of you go outside, where you see Ludmil. That was the strong.
Oh yeah, the
man
driver
who was driving Brother Philip
before
last time.
I almost drained him dry.
Oh right, you did that.
He was very kind about it.
He seems to have a bit of dark circles under the eyes. Maybe he hasn't been sleeping well the past few nights, but he nods with respect to you.
Can I salute him?
And he and Brother Philip get in their car and they leave towards somewhere. Minutes after that, Marietta arrives. Yep, we're gonna pause in a moment. Actually, let's pause now. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're back from a pause. You were telling me while we were outside about Vladi's perception on what just transpired with Brother Philip.
Oh, yes. Well, see, to some listeners, it might seem quite altruistic of Vladimira to offer financial support to one of the cults working under the Crones. But as some of you might have already guessed, Vladi is not much of a charitable character. She's grown up knowing that only the strongest survive and that you cannot count on anybody for any favors unless you're prepared to give something in return. So her offering Brother Philip to help with his church of sorts is her way of guaranteeing that he doesn't have any leverage on her. Not out of the kindness of her heart, her unbeating cold heart, but just so she is sure that he won't use this specific or any other favor he does for her to his advantage.
That's definitely a way to handle your relationship with him. He is, I would say he's one of the few kindred that has not openly stated his demands in a sense, when dealing with him. Like most others are immediately, favor for a favor, or they specifically even say, well, you gotta do this for this to happen, and so on and so on.
And honestly, these type of kindred are way more comfortable to deal with for Vladdy, because it's all in the open.
Yeah.
He is a wild card, so she decided that she would go ahead and just ensure that there is a mutual benefit to this.
And speaking of mutual benefits, Vladdy and Marietta are in a taxi heading towards...
Do I know the taxi driver?
Yeah, his eyes are almost closing. No, it's not this one. It's not this guy. Marietta picks you up with a taxi, and the two of you get going towards Vrazhden. You are going towards the worst parts of neo-sofia, the border, pretty much, with the wall. Not too far from that hotel that you and Vrazhden slept in not long ago. So how was the experience? Are you fed?
Absolutely. I'm feeling great. So we've set up a meeting with Vrazhden.
Well, we need him to read the papers after all.
Yeah, decipher them.
And see what we can get from them. Yeah, did you ask me something about Vrazhden? Sorry.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering, where's this meeting gonna take place?
Well, since he asked for anonymity, he's not really comfortable with us meeting at the new place that he lives with his woman. So we are meeting in a neutral Crone ground. Let's call it like that. Yeah, one of the facilities that we're not really using at the moment. So the two of you, the taxi leaves you in front of a building that is still under construction. And at the entrance, you see Vrazhden, a little bit nervous, looking around. And as he sees you, he only partially becomes eased up. So, that was quick. I hear that you've had quite some adventures in getting those papers.
Well, it's all in the job description.
He says, well, I don't really imagine the job to be looking like that. Who was guarding the ethnographic museum?
Well, some very, very angry deva.
Well, it figures it would be a deva to be handed to the museum. I suspect that's one of Dharma's wakes.
Well, seeing as her cronies were the ones who defended them, the ones who left me scarred and disfigured.
Scarred?
Oh, that's a different story.
Interesting.
You don't have to worry.
Well, sorry for sending you to your danger. I hope it was worth it.
We're about to see.
Yes, let's get inside, says Marietta, and she leads the two of you towards the basement of this building under construction. She has a key for a metal door, which she opens, and lights flicker from the electrical lamps inside. And this is pretty much a solid cement bunker of sorts, or like, basement, as you will, which has a fridge and honestly nothing else inside.
Is there anything in the fridge?
Do you open it?
Yes.
Bags of wood.
Are there any glasses around?
Sadly, no. And we're not really to touch those as they are part of. They're owned by other acolytes. That
Oh,
we're
I see.
Not exactly on the most friendly terms.
Oh.
But that does not mean that we're not a family.
Oh.
But yes. Vrazhden says, well, I would have liked to sit while deciphering. But yeah, anyways, can I have the documents? Marietta pulls them out and gives it to him. Vrazhden takes the letters and begins to read them carefully. The paper is old, so he's careful to not damage it. You stay in silence as you wait for any sort of comment from him. You notice that there is worry, which grows into disbelief, written on his face. No, this is impossible. These are not my letters. There is no way I have written this. And he almost like, looks at the paper, looks at the handwriting, looks on both sides as if, hey, maybe he has written something on the other side. But this is my style of writing, and I'm hinting about events and places all that only I can know. So unless someone has meddled with me. And you can see how Vrazhden grinds his teeth as you see a great tension on his face. And you can feel that a beast much older than you is washing out its presence, and washing out as its presence fills the room. Vrazhden seems to be very distraught by what he's reading, as he says, somebody has meddled with my mind. And it's almost like he doesn't see the two of you, and Marietta is like, okay, it's time to calm down, Vrazhden. Maybe give me the letters back. And like he holds the paper even tighter, with the risk of damaging it. These Ventru, how dare you play with my mind? And at this moment, you see Vrazhden succumbing to the beast and entering frenzy.
Oh no.
This is the first time you see him in any sort of him not being the beta and the coward that usually he is. Whatever he read on these papers has greatly affected some sort of personal pride, maybe. But right now, this is not the problem, because you and Marietta are walked inside a cement basement with the raging Vrazhden.
Can I use my beast to calm him down?
I'm not sure that the beast has such qualities.
Fuck. Well, when you said that he's lashing out, can I meet him?
Well, he didn't lash out with his aura. It's more like that the beast.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Sorry for using the terminology incorrectly. Yeah, it's more like the presence of his beast is like an aura, like a spirit, like a soul. So much like Vesta, which the listeners don't know about. But there are kindred that are so old, and the potency of their beast is so strong that they overwhelm the room or the entire building or the entire area, and it feels like you're drowning in their presence. Well, you haven't felt the beast of Marietta, so you don't know compared to her, like who is the oldest between the two, but definitely Vrazhden is an old kindred, as we know, of course. But yeah, right now maybe it's a good opportunity to roll initiative. Yeah, and roll initiative.
Okay, very well.
So
That's it.
Marietta is not doing very well on the initiative.
Well, neither am I.
How much are you? 4. Well, with your initiative score, Marietta is 1 with her plus an initiative score. Yes, Vrazhden would most likely.
I'm sorry. 6.
6. Yep. Vrazhden has 8 plus, so he would be going the first. The goal of his beast is is to destroy those who have played with him. Apparently. But for some reason, he thinks those are you.
Oh no.
So he lashes with... I actually had... Wait a minute. I did had some notes on how Vrazhden fights. Let me give him a quick look. I'm almost sure that he would pull out a knife. But does it make sense for a beast to pull out a knife? Why not?
Well, if he's been doing it long enough.
Yup. He would take out a knife and he would attack the older kindred, who is Marietta. So you've seen knife fights before. Obviously, he's not used to using knives, but he's still he looks uncomfortable with handling it, but still he looks much more proficient than any thug or mafioso or mook that you've seen. This guy knows how to handle blades, pretty much, and even succumbing to his beast, and apparently a much shorter blade than what he's used to. He is very dangerous as he swashes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn. Okay, so he swashes at Marietta, and you know that. Okay, yeah, so suffering a damage from a knife is not a problem for you, kindred, but she suffers great damage from it. She almost reacts as if she was mortal, being struck by a blade. Of course, she doesn't bleed, but something within her immediately activates in defense, and she too is going to. Her beast is trying to enter frenzy, but she immediately calms it down, and you can see almost like Vrazhden's presence for only a moment was being challenged by an equally larger force, and it feels like you're just being crushed between the two in the room, and then hers immediately disappears. As she says, oh wait, she doesn't say anything because you are before her in initiative.
Okay, well, my
what is your goal?
Is to take myself and her out of this building.
Well, the keys are in her, in Marietta, and she did walk the door.
Okay, yeah, she did do that. That's the thing that she did. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder, turn her halfway around, and just say, "Run with me."
Okay.
And I dash towards the door. Okay. Well, there's nothing really to challenge you here, is it? Okay, sure. So you're making a run through the door. Marietta too is going to make a run towards the door, and she's going to try to unlock it this round, and she is succeeding. So the door is open, and now it's Vrazhden's turn again. Who? Let me see. What does he say? Other stuff? Yeah, Vrazhden just says, "Oh, you're not going anywhere. You think you can play with me like that? I'm not your toy. I'm not the Crone's toy. I'm not the Viktor's toy. I'm not the toy of the Quan," he says. Whatever that is. And this time he's not as successful, but he hits Marietta once again
with the knife as he is trying to as she's trying to open the door. Well, she has already opened the door. But yeah.
I'm going to push her ahead of me
Okay.
and start running closely behind her.
Okay, so now we'll enter a cheese mode. We're now entering a chase mode up the stairs of this building. As Vrazhden is starting to run after you. Can you roll me stamina plus dexterity?
Very well. That's 4 dice.
That is 4 dice.
1 success.
1 success. For Vrazhden, that would be 3 successes, though. So not only does he catch up to you, but the moment that you guys leave the stairs, he manages to increase his supernatural speed and manages to get to the exit of the building. So now he is between you and the exit.
Can I try to calm him down?
How?
By talking.
By talking? Yeah.
The best thing that I am definitely not gonna try and dominate the frenzying beast, especially if he's Ventru, much older than me. I'm just gonna raise my hands in front of me. Say Vrazhden. I see that these notes have upset you, but there is no need for any further violence. We are all on the same side here, and the people who manipulated you are probably the ones we're trying to fight against.
Okay. Roll me. What would that be? Let's say presence plus persuasion.
Okay. Three successes.
3 successes. Three successes. Okay. Let me see Vrazhden's potion plus result. Oof. You see only for a moment that you make sense to him, as it's almost like that his eyes turn rolled at the backside of his skull as he's trying to contain the beast, but then again he succumbs, and at this point you feel like there is no Vrazhden left in what you're seeing here. Like all sorts of humanity stripped from this creature, and even though you Ventru are you are cold-hearted, but you always were the human coldness, right, rather than the gangrel bestiality. This Ventru finesse is stripped away from him, as his arm is almost, his clutch is almost destroying the handle of the knife. His teeth are gritting against each other, and it's like a feral beast that is completely. I think I've described it enough, haven't I? He's just wild. He's just a wild rabid dog. That's what he is. While you're doing this, actually, Marietta is going to once again injure her wrist as some of her kindred vitae drops on the floor, and she says we need to restrict him somehow, but we shouldn't. We cannot destroy him. He's too precious.
Well, obviously.
So yeah, Valiant, I just need some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is happening.
To this, Vrazhden says, "Oh, I'm not giving you any more time to play your games," and he is going to lash again at Marietta. And oh my! So he's heading towards her and passes by you. You have a chance to somehow interact with him. But his goal is obviously Marietta, as she is doing some sort of a ritual.
My fucking god. Fuck me. Well, can I try to grab him by the arm? The knife wielding arm.
Yep, that would be dexterity plus brawl, I guess.
Well, that's a single die.
Is the chance die or is it a normal die?
A normal die, but it's not a success.
It's not a success. He manages to slip by. And he jumps at Marietta, pushing her on the ground and piercing her throat with the knife. And he actually leaves the knife in her. You see the light from her eyes to disappear as seemingly he has rendered her unconscious.
Well,
And he just looks at you and says, "You're next."
fuck me. Is it my turn again?
Yep.
What can I do? Well, the most primal thing I can think of, Vladdy would do, is just scream at him and jump on him.
Jump on him. Okay.
Yeah.
So, is this a grapple situation?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. Well, if it's gonna be a grapple situation, why don't you roll me a strength plus brawl?
Once again, a single die.
Yep. To be fair, Vrazhden is also
Fail.
not very good. Actually, Vrazhden might too be. He also fails. So the two of you start brawling and trying to take hold of each other, but no one succeeds. So he makes a few steps back, and the two of you again are in a neutral positioning. Since the knife is no longer under him, with him, he what is he going to do?
Well, as we were brawling, is he now further away from the exit?
Yep. He is entering more and more inside the construction site.
Good to know.
He's going to look you in the eyes and say, Neo. And you see his mind trying to penetrate yours as Vrazhden rolls for Mesmerize. Can you roll me whatever you make me roll every single time?
Oh god, what was it? Composure? What the fuck was the roll?
I know that you add blood potency.
Yeah, obviously blood potency and
I think composure.
I believe so as well. Do I get anything from me as also knowing dominate?
No.
No, okay. Fuck me, I guess.
Well, since he's looking you into the eyes, you can try to dominate at the same time.
Oh, brother!
But you still are rolling to defend against him, and then you can roll on him.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
That's one success.
One success. Oh, bother. He had two.
Of course, he did.
Although so his dominate was not as strong as you would have thought. You can see that this is not his primal discipline, and is actually on par with yours. But still, he manages just with experience or sheer work to overwhelm your mind, and you are inflicted with the mesmerize, and you do Neo. Now, kind of like the moment that you are no longer like in danger of him, he's going to make. Actually, we said that you two are trying to dominate him, so I'll give you the chance to dominate him as well. Because why not? That's more interesting.
Fuck it, let's do it.
I just imagine they happen at the same time. 3. Well, by some sheer work, he doesn't manage to defeat against your dominate, so both of you actually dominate each other. What do you say to him?
Fuck him. Kneel.
Neo. So both of you just look at each other's eyes and you just say Neo at the same time. And both of you, because they're focused on offense, there is no defense left. So both of you just shut down completely on your legs. And at that moment, as the mesmerized condition takes hold of you, you lose memory of what has happened next. But as you come back, when you regain consciousness, the mesmerized conditioning has already been resolved. So maybe like 30 minutes or an hour has passed since, and you can see Vrazhden in no longer frenzying, being against the like just sitting against one of the walls of the construction sites and says, "Fuck, what did I do?" As between you and him is Marietta's unconscious body.
Oh shit.
Knife still sticking out
Can
of her throat.
Now, me being fairly good at medicine and also kind of knowing something about the occult, can I tell if removing the knife will help or worsen the situation?
That would be kindred medicine. But sure, roll me something. Roll me medicine plus intelligence. Yeah, roll me medicine plus intelligence.
Okay.
No, you can choose to roll me intelligence plus medicine or occult.
Medicine.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so whatever. So Vrazhden is able to do something that you haven't seen before. He injures kindred as if they were mortal beings with something that looks like a mundane knife. He has pushed the limits of Marietta's body to the absolute, and although she has not experienced final death, which would have turned her to dust immediately, considering how old she must be, she is in torpor, and removing the knife would not do much.
I just scream at him, "What the fuck did you do?
I don't know.
What did you do to the knife?"
I don't know what I did. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not want for this to happen. I just lost control. This has never happened before. Please, I did not mean to.
So, now, I stand up as I was kneeling over Marietta. I look at him and I say, "This is what's going to happen. We are going to our house. We'll see what the other ladies can do about Marietta's condition. And you will be there under guard."
No, please. I cannot meet the other Crones. They're going to skin me alive. There is no way I'll get out of that house alive.
Stay calm. You still
you
have...
can see he's hyperventilating.
As if he has lungs.
Yeah, fake hyperventilation.
Okay, you still have something they need. You still have the letters. You're still the only one who can decipher them. So I don't think they will. But you are not going anywhere until I know what's happened to my sire.
As you're explaining that and the mention of the letters, you see how his eyes wander away, and he kind of grabs his head, and he kneels to the ground and hits his head against the floor, as almost like he is experiencing some sort of a headache. He is still in control, but he seems to be in pain, and he just starts screaming as you're explaining this. And he says, somebody has messed with my mind, with me, with the historian. How have I allowed this? Why do I not remember anything? Those letters are written by me, by a previous me, someone who was then manipulated.
I'm gonna hold a finger up at him and call Stitch.
On what phone?
Marietta's phone.
Okay, so yeah, she does have a phone. By the way, as while you're trying to search for her phone, you notice that all sorts of rats, crows, and dogs are circling around the construction site.
Vrazhden, in
curious.
You've made quite the scene, Vrazhden. That's very unbecoming of a Ventru. Very, very unbecoming of a Ventru.
My beast, I've never lost control like this before.
Hopefully you won't again. The Stitch pickup?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out of a opening message. What would Stitch say to Marietta? Yeah, as she picks the phone, you hear, I hope your child has not made another mess yet tonight. I'm still dealing with the previous one.
Well, the child has not made any messes. However...
Where is Marietta?
On the ground in front of me. I want 0 questions and immediate pickup.
Where are you?
You know where I am. Did Marietta not tell you?
No.
Okay, just give her the address.
Okay.
I want you to come pick us up right now. I swear to God, I don't want you to be sassy because this situation is fucking serious.
Roll me presence plus... Do you have intimidation as a skill? Is that a skill that we had in this game?
No, I don't have any. I mean, there is intimidation as a skill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, roll me presence plus intimidation, please. Is the chance there? No.
It's a willpower fucking. Fuck it, I'm feeling explicitly angry.
Hell yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3.
I mean, even without willpower, you had plenty of dice. Okay. Oh, all right. 3 successes. Stitch says, okay, fine. Be there in a moment. Don't do anything stupid. So yeah, she hangs up the phone.
Vrazhden
is like, oh, they'll kill me. I didn't want this to happen. I swear this was not me. I didn't know I can lash out like this.
We've all fought the beast.
It's just my pride as a historian, my greatest possession, my mind was somebody had played with it. And I just
see, I don't
could
care.
not accept it.
I do not give a single shit about this. What you did right now, stupid. We've all felt the beast. We've all fought against it. And what you did was stupid. And you are going to answer for this. I know they're not going to kill you because you're too valuable to them. To me as well. However, I am not letting you go without facing the consequences of your actions.
he obviously you see his eyes kind of going in rapid succession, scouting the place around you, almost like if he's thinking whether it's best to run or to submit. But finally, he says,
Yeah, let him run. I have the keys.
"Oh well, you are in the first floor of the construction site, which does not need keys to open anything. The keys were for the door downstairs.
Only for the one downstairs.
Yeah.
So the first. No,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
But he yields. He yields and says, "Yeah, I accept whatever is coming. Just please don't hurt her."
I won't.
But they will. I need to just please make sure that I suffer the consequences and not she.
See, I don't think they would go after her.
Oh, you don't
I'm
know
just
them
stalling for time right now, by the way.
Yeah. You don't know them as well as I do. You may be part of them, but I know what they've been doing for decades. I know how the Crones have.
Then you should have known how stupid it is to lose control of your beast in front of two of us.
I didn't want for this to happen, and he just returns to his miserable self that he usually is, but 10 times more. But yeah, he seems absolutely defeated.
One would expect a venerable Ventru like you to, I don't know, put up more of a fight. I mean, fuck, I've been overcome by the beast. I've kept it in check.
This is my entire being for centuries. My mind is my only possession, my only weapon against the night and everyone else. Like, I just couldn't handle the fact that somebody had done something to me. Like, this was such a primal rage. I think not only my kindred self, but my human self too was furious. I don't think there was a single part of me that even for a moment stopped to think and stop it.
Well, you're gonna have plenty of time to think about it, and you'll have a chance to tell us what you deciphered once you're back at the house.
You see a taxi stopping outside of the construction site, and young Radost emerges from it. Although as she's trying to enter, you hear someone else shouting from the distance, and you sense another pulse approaching her in the entrance of the construction site. What do you do?
Keeping close to Marietta's unconscious form, I'm going to take a few steps towards the noise, and can I hear what the other person is shouting?
Wits plus composure, please.
Okay. One up, two.
So it seems like a man in his late 40s or something like that, shouting to her, "Hey, what are you doing to these animals? Like this place is like a girl like you has no place over here." And she starts to like say, "I'm sorry, I'm just making photos for a project at the university. Like, this building is surrounded by so many. You have no job over here. Get the fuck out, you know." And
okay, I'm going to go outside, confront the man.
Okay. What are you doing inside? Who are you? You ladies must get the hell out of here.
I am her photography professor, and you will leave my student alone.
What? Okay, first roll me a subterfuge plus manipulation, please. Not that you need to. Yeah, why am I making you roll these things? do so for the pleasure. I made you roll bad stuff until now. Enjoy a +10 dice pool. 4 successes. Only 4 successes. Wow, Vladi. You're getting rusty, man.
I am just furious at the whole situation.
He says, "Okay, well, get your student out of here. I'm gonna lose my job if I allowed people to enter during night."
You're the guard.
Yeah, I am the guard.
So you...
Yeah, this guy was not here in the last hour and a half. Absolutely guaranteed. This post was not here.
Fuck. Okay, well, I just walk over to him, shove a fat 50 in his hand, and I tell him, well, keep doing the great job that you're doing.
You're like a witcher, man. Like your silver sword is your dominate, and your iron sword is your money. Yeah. All right. Like he obviously seems like super. Like what? You think I can be bought of this? You ladies should really go away. And while he's explaining this, he is tucking the money very deep in his pockets. I
just spread my arms and say, well, that's what we're going to do. So, I go to young Radus and I tell her, we've got a bit of a situation. Do you have transport?
Well, Stitch is here too, she says.
Oh, thank the fucking God.
So I think it's not up to me. But we did not know whether we should call and who we should call. Stitch apparently doesn't want the rest of the acolytes to know about this.
Can you... Where's Stitch? Fuck. Call her. I'm going to go back. I really don't want to leave Vrazhden alone. I'm gonna go back. As I'm walking away, I just shout her, bring Stitch.
She's like, okay, but okay.
Now,
as you're saying this, you hear metal crash inside the building from where you came.
Okay, I enter the building. What do I see?
You see Stitch has like grabbed Vrazhden by the throat and has what's the word? Smashed him against the wall, and you can see, well, not against the wall, against a metal beam which has bended from her strength. And she says, "What the fuck have you done?" to Marietta.
He went into a frenzy.
You what? And he tries to say something, but his throat is completely being crushed by Stitch's supernatural strength, which she does not seem to possess as physically, you know. So this is I mean, I did say it's supernatural. Damn. Yeah, today I'm not very very good narrator. So yeah. She seems pissed. She seems...
As she fucking should.
Yeah. You can almost sense a completely different type of a beast drowning the area. Not as ancient as Vrazhden's, but this one is much more disgusting.
I am going to walk over to Marietta and see if I can at least do something about the wounds.
Stitch says, "Don't touch the knife. We don't know if it's hit the spine. If we remove it in the wrong way, we can decapitate her and cause final death."
We don't want that to happen. No. Yeah.
You're so fucking dead. It says to Vrazhden, and she pulls him down, and he starts coughing. As you can see, he's trying to regenerate his crushed throat. As he says, I said I'm sorry. I did not want this to happen, which for you, this is already repeating. She says, you stay put. and we'll deal with you later. Radust is at the entrance of the building and seems horrified from what she's seeing. The animals seem to be also getting closer and closer towards Marietta's body.
Should we get her out of here?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick up Marietta's body.
I don't know who to trust to get us out of here. Among the Crones,
I can. Is the taxi that
we can't explain.
Is the taxi still there?
No, actually.
Fuck.
Sorry.
My idea was to dominate him and just tell him to leave the car.
Oh, well, you can order a new taxi. Then just do that.
That's a fair point.
Okay. Do you call a taxi?
I share my plan with Stitch. Do you think that would be a good idea?
Yeah, that would be better than to rely on the rest of the Crones. This is a delicate situation. We don't know who might use this to climb up the ranks.
Such a great family I have. Okay, so I call a taxi.
So while we're calling the taxi, Stitch says we may not need to steal a car tonight. She bites her own wrist and draws a symbol on Marietta's face, forehead specifically, and let me roll because she actually needs to succeed. Oh yeah, she definitely did succeed, and you can see Marietta slightly changing into a healthy-looking person. You know, not only does she not look like a corpse, but the knife is not there. But she is still unconscious, and Stitch just lifts her up and says, "Hugh, hold her and tell the taxi driver that she's drunk and you're trying to get her home."
I was already holding her.
Oh, are you? Oh, sorry.
I picked her up.
Yeah, true. Sorry. Okay. With that, she says, "Radust, you're free for tonight. Report back to Siva." And she says, "Yes." She's obviously not sure how she should leave, and she just bows a couple of times nervously, and she just goes in some random direction.
Okay, you'll handle Vrazhden? I ask Stitch.
Radust, come back. And Radust immediately comes back. Me, you, and Vrazhden are getting another cab back. We'll meet you at the house.
Okay.
And your cab arrives. Oh, what's going on with the lady? Says the cab.
He had a few too many mojitos.
You ladies sure know how to party in such crazy times. Sure, get in the cab.
Alrighty.
I believe you're still dressed witchy as if
yeah,
you're
definitely.
So was this like a early Halloween party or something? It's still March.
It was a cosplay thing.
A cos what? Is this like these new kind of drugs you kids are doing?
Well, no, it's a get together with people who like fantasy books and movies and video games and all that.
Also, you're a satanic sect then.
Sure thing, buddy.
I hope you know you're gonna burn in hell for that.
I just kissed my pentagram.
And but he still drives you to the place. Like money is money.
Money is money.
Yeah, but he every now and then he's just like, such a waste for such young people to. Pity. But yeah, he gets you to the building. Oh wait, he doesn't get you to the building. He
gets close to the building.
Yeah.
And so I pay him. I take Marietta out of the taxi, and I carry her all the way back to the house.
All right. So it's quite slow, you getting her to the house. So by the time that you enter the house, Stitch, Vrazhden, and Radust appear at the entrance as well.
Well, can Siva do something about Marietta?
Oh, damn it. Siva was preparing rituals tonight, but this is more important. Radust, get your master upstairs. And you can see in Radust the terror of having to deal with Siva and interrupting her and so on. Yes, of course. And she goes downstairs.
Wait, before that, can I just say, do you want me to do it for you?
Can she? And she looks at Stitch. Sure, whatever.
Okay.
Goose are fucking useless.
So
I'm sorry.
I just pat Radust on the shoulder. It's okay. I see you're gonna go far, kid. Okay, so I walk downstairs.
Yeah, for the record, Radus does not have a very bright future in the other campaign.
Oh, she is gonna become a fucking vampire.
She does have a future. It's just not bright.
Extremely dark, yeah. Okay, so I walk downstairs.
Okay. Walking downstairs. Is this the first time that you've been in the basement in this timeline?
I think so, yeah.
So as you walk suspiciously long down these stairs, you enter a area that is much more vast than the area that the house should be covering, including with the yard. This is some sort of I don't know how to call it.
Almost a dungeon?
Yeah, it's almost a dungeon. It is actually pretty much a dungeon with candlelight illuminating the room and some very weird and old scriptures that seem to be old Bulgarian or like the Slavic, not the Slavic Bulgarian, but the church Bulgarian.
Yeah.
And also they almost seem like icons or like biblical depictions on the walls, but all of them have some sort of weird and twisted, monstrous darkness into them, like much like the things that Brother Philip was explaining during his monologues. You see the visualizations of those things in this place as you.
I will try not to get too distracted from the art, and actually, while we were talking about the beast, can I use the beast? Can I call out with the beast in order to locate Siva in this dungeon?
Well, the dungeon actually does not have other rooms, so you actually do see Siva.
Okay, but for future reference, aside from using the beast to basically brawl with other,
you can lash out, and basically you can become a beacon that others can locate.
I see.
And if you actually do reach someone with your aura, that someone can decide to lash out in return, which would be an interesting way to locate each other, but that would also inflict some sort of condition on someone. So
well,
kind of dangerous.
As far as my aura goes, I am making it very, very evident that I'm extremely angry at the moment. As I walk up to Sivam. What is she doing?
So she is in some sort of a dark hood, and as she turns around, you can see that she is completely naked under these robes, as they are what's it called? They're uncuffed at the front, and that she has been drawing with blood on her body, while she is reading from the thickest book that you have seen in this house, but also in general. Maybe A4, maybe like what's twice A4? A3?
Yeah.
A3. So they are.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as I'm scowling, I look at her and I bow. And
Why am I being disturbed, child?
Mother Siva, there's been an accident with Marietta, and I do believe it requires your attention.
Where is she?
Upstairs.
She tucks back her robes, removes her hood, and she starts to go upstairs.
As I'm walking beside her, can I identify any of the symbols? Or she's already tucked them behind the robe.
I mean, you did saw some of them, so give me a wits plus composure, after which we can do intelligence plus occult.
Okay. So that's one success.
One success, so you have seen something familiar within them. Give me an intelligence plus occult now.
Okay. 0 success.
0 successes. These are familiar symbols from some of the books that you have read in the past days, but you cannot pinpoint what's their meaning or how are they interacting with this ritual and so on. But yeah.
Okay. Well,
some of them are being inversed, like they're the opposite of what you've seen. But yeah, this is all that I can give you with 0 successes. So yeah, as she goes upstairs and sees Marietta's body put on the table with Stitch, Radost and Vrazhden around the table, she stares at the knife and says, who has done this? And Vrazhden goes in front and gets on his knees and bows his head to the ground and says, "I'm sorry. It was me. It was me." And he starts trying to explain something, but Siva has already grabbed his throat. As he's lifting him up, she says, "Are you taking us lightly, Vrazhden? Do you think we are a joke to you? Or maybe a fascinating experiment, an addition to your collection?" No, I'm not. She reaches inside her robes and gets out the blade of a bayonet, which Vrazhden immediately recognizes what that thing is. And she touches his stomach and pushes the blade as he starts giving some sort of a scream, but it's muffled because she is crushing his throat for a second time tonight. And she is going up with the blade. I mean, it's a pretty gruesome sight of her torturing Vrazhden, and you can see that the blood from his kindred body is starting to dance around the blade and becoming consumed into the metal, as if the blade is drinking from him. He says, "Please stop," and almost before, like, you can see him withering more and more, and just before he loses consciousness, she removes the blade and drops him on the floor. And you can see that Vrazhden is once again fighting to control his beast. And she says, if you do not keep your monster in check, I will end you right here and now. And Vrazhden has to roll a frenzy roll to save his life. And Vrazhden has one success. So he manages to control to hold it inside of himself. But Siva looks like she has lost interest in him as she approaches Marieta's body now. And very carefully examines the blade and removes it safely from Marieta's body. This might be a good lesson for you, Vladimira and Radust. Do you know what happens to a kindred who has suffered this many injuries?
He does the big sleep.
Yes. We call it torpor. Marieta will need some time to recover, but we do not have this time. If the rest of the acolytes learn about her condition, surely there would be, let's say the least, discussions about whether she is worthy of her rank and whether someone else should take it. This is to be kept in utmost secrecy.
I get visibly angry as she says that somebody would doubt Marieta's position.
I'll need to work on her body tonight to see if we can recover her quicker. Get her downstairs and then leave me to work. And do not interrupt me anymore. With this, Stitch gives you a nod to help her with Marieta's body. And the two of you, I guess, bring it down again.
Yeah. I'm just carrying Marieta down the stairs. I'm gonna kiss her forehead.
Oh,
and just say,
you can still taste Stitch's blood on it. Yeah, it's foul. It is foul.
You just say it's all gonna be fine, Mom.
As you go back, Vrazhden is... I mean, he can't even recover the wound on his body, otherwise he would enter torpor himself.
That's what you get, fucker.
You are despicable, says Siva. To him.
Okay.
To him. The only reason you're left alive is because you're still useful to us. We did offer a friendly alliance to you, and this is how you repay us. At this point, he doesn't say anything. There is nothing he can say.
Well, I did promise him that I myself wouldn't hurt his beloved. I'm not answering for their actions.
Siva looks at him in long silence as she's thinking of what his fate should be. And she finally says, you will be judged accordingly when Marieta is recovered. But before that, I need to make sure that you're not going to do anything foolish.
So she chains him up in the dungeon.
Yeah, actually, that might be a good idea.
Oh!
Because I'm thinking he needs to be restricted. They can't send him back to
yeah, obviously.
Anywhere. Yeah. You two hold him. She tells you and Stitch.
But I'm carrying Marieta.
No, you already put Marieta
I already
back.
Did. Okay.
Do you grab Vrazhden?
Obviously.
Give me a strength plus plus 3 because Stitch is also helping. And he's rolling with a chance die. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know why I'm... Do you have a success?
A single one.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't even know why I'm making you roll. Yeah, so you grab his weakened body. You almost feel like he has lost weight. And Siva grabs one of the very nice chairs in the room, and she just breaks it. And she, like, turns it into pieces. Grabs one of the legs, which has, a not so sharp end now. And as Vrazhden sees what she's about to do, he starts trying to fight against both you and Stitch, but he's too weak to do anything. And she stabs him in the heart with the broken chair leg, which immediately renders him unconscious.
Fuck yeah.
May this be another lesson for tonight. Get him inside the dungeon as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry his body down to the dungeons.
She calls it, actually she doesn't say the dungeon. She calls it the sanctuary.
The sanctuary, oh my fucking god.
she called it the chill zone.
The chill zone, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
The witch cave.
Breaking the mood here. Sorry. Yep. So Vrazhden did not have a good...
Well, neither did I.
Yeah.
Or Marietta.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she had the worst one.
My poor little mummy. Fuck. I'm actually so invested in her. It's stupid. But at least I know that the perpetrator is in our possession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's definitely in your possession.
Him being unconscious would be like he isn't in our custody, because basically right now he's just an object.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see how they judge him.
As you're actually putting him in the dungeons, something rings from him. A phone.
Okay, I take it out of his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever learn the name of his...
No, I did not.
Well, now you do. Although I did not actually name her, so let's give her a name now. Let's say Elena. Let's say Elena. That's a cool name. So yeah, it says Elena on the screen.
I'm going to fuck, what was it? Hang up.
Okay.
And just write her a message.
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk right now. In a business meeting.
Okay. She responds, are you coming back tonight? Question mark. This is why we should shoot videos, man. Your face right now is precious.
I'm going to reply. Sadly, this job will take a few days, but I cannot wait to embrace you once again, my love. Send.
Romy, manipulation plus subterfuge.
Okay. Three successes.
3 successes. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well done. She sends a heart emoji.
Send one right back.
Yeah. Just please be safe.
For you, always.
And yeah. Do you keep the phone or do you leave it with Vrazhden?
I'm gonna keep it for now.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Sivam once she is finished with all her occult stuff.
So the other night, or
I'm gonna give it to Stitch.
you're gonna give it to Stitch.
I'm gonna give it to Stitch and see if she can use it for anything. Just say that's his phone. Do what you will.
As much as I'd like to play with it, I already have quite a busy night for myself. But sure.
Whenever, no rush. I'm just happy we got Marietta back home in time.
Stitch says, you've done well protecting her.
Thank you.
He seems like a coward, but he is an old kindred. He is a proper Ankiwa. And you've done well to deal with him and to call us.
I was hoping it wouldn't come to that, but thank you for coming so quickly.
Yeah, Marietta owns you her own life.
As I do her my own.
Don't let this get over your head. And yeah, she just leaves.
And the techno music starts back up.
Yeah, this one is slow and dark and a little bit like whatever the doom metal version of techno is.
I'm just imagining the if you've seen the Serbian movie soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Anything else you want to do for the rest of the night? As we're coming to a close to this session.
I am just gonna go back to my room. Reminisce about the times that it wasn't so difficult being a kindred. And go to the unsleep.
All right. So you have enough.
More than enough.
Yeah, you have enough Vita to wake up. Okay, good. All right. Well, yeah, it's been a crazy few days. It has been crazy few days for Vladi. Things are going unexpected, and yeah, some casualties have been made along the way. But still, you have progressed. Even further.
Let's not have casualties.
Even further. So yeah, Vladi closes her eyes as the sun dawns on neo-sofia and the night once again loses to the day. And this will be the end of our 5th episode. Thank you all for listening and see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.